We are being recorded. So, hey, welcome everyone to the Avisae Financial Rewards 101 training. I like to call this 101 comp plan training, and it's been amazing how big this is. And hope we don't max out our capacity today because we've been having a lot of enrollments, and people are excited to hear what we're doing and how this works, and how many of you have gotten in without really knowing how you're going to really get paid. So as we review this today, I'm going to go through there's a lot of detail. So I call this 101. So we're going to just kind of basically cover the basics. We'll continue to do these trainings. You can review this often. When the website goes up, there'll be some basic documents on there, and you'll see a lot of stuff starting to improve and get enhanced and getting more robust as we go. So with this, we will also do what I call 202 trainings, 303 trainings, 404 trainings that will be more in depth. We'll get specific on certain parts of the comp plan and how they work, but we need to get you to have a big overview and understanding of how it is just as we begin. All right, so from that, let me kind of jump into our first section here and help you understand is in the compensation plan we have 3 tiers. There's 3 components of it. We have we talk the Blue Ocean Business Group is the whole arching foundation of everything. Avisae is more of the umbrella over it. And the 3 parts are our business, which is Avisae. And so what we're going to talk about today is basically that first dimension or that first tier of the compensation plan that you'll get paid through the movement of products and services that we will have eventually. And so we'll talk about that. That's the bulk of what we'll talk about. It's that first tier in the presentation today. The second tier is through all of our training and education. We know that it's very difficult to build a business without having a system in place. And that's what we feel like we are experts in that world with all of the leaders who are on this call that we have access to that are putting our Blue Ocean Success System together. So all the training and educational materials, the leadership development, the events, all those things that we run will be our second tier of compensation that you'll participate in. That tier will start out at the rank of what we call a Pro 3000, and we'll get to that here, but we're not going to talk a lot about that today. And then tier 3 will be put in place probably 6-7 months from now as we begin the process. We're taking these in segments where it's more of our financial planning, our retirement planning, investment vehicles that will allow you to leverage your money and get your money working for you through some of our key people that will help with that, our retirement advisors. So those are the 3 tiers of the compensation plan. We're very excited about all the things we have here. It's very unique, and that's what's creating a blue ocean. There's not a single company out there that has 2 tiers when we talk about the business and the training. There might be one that throws it, but typically they're separated from the field leaders may make some there, and the company's separate. We've combined those to what we think is a blue ocean, and then with that, our financial end of it, those 3 things create this blue ocean, hence the Blue Ocean Business Group coming together for the first time, and we think we can make a difference in how business is done today. Now, here are the different components and multiple ways to earn income. I'll kind of touch on each of these as we go through this. We'll hit them in a little more detail, but number 1 way is somebody can come in, they can sell product, and they can make the difference between wholesale and retail. That's our retail sales. There's what we call our first order sales bonus, and I want to also preference as we go through some of these terms, is you'll see over the next month and stuff, some of the terms of reference may be different than what you've previously heard, what we've called them, and that's okay. That's some of the part of this stage of the game, this phase that we're in. Some of these things, how we call it, may change and get adjusted as we move forward. We may get a call from the attorney that says, hey, we need to adjust this and that, how we call things. So first order sales bonus, that's going to come from the enrollment kit. When somebody gets in with a $199 or $299 enrollment kit, first order sales bonus is paid out, as well as a business builder sales bonus that we'll talk about a little later will pay out. We have our Quicksilver bonus and our accelerator bonus. And we've talked a lot about that. Most of you already know what those are, but we'll talk more about that today. We have what we call the personal sales bonus. That is volume that is generated over 125 points or 125 PV. All the volume over that falls into our personal sales bonus category, and we'll talk about what's the level 0 bonus, which is what that's referencing, and then also a 3-level bonus, and that all falls into what we call team commission earnings or team earnings. And there's 3 components of those team earnings, and this is the bulk of the compensation plan is right here in this part, as we'll get talking about. But there's a what we call our training bonus or our fast start training commissions that last for about 5 months that will pay down from 3 to 7 levels. We'll talk about what that means. Then it will go into our more permanent team commissions, which is down to 10 levels, and then our personal sales commission, which is 3 levels. Those 3 components make up our team earnings, and that is the bulk of the income that you will make from the compensation plan comes from there, all right? Now, the revenue builder bonus is volume that's generated from 101 PV to 125 PV. We won't talk a whole lot about that at all really today, but those are just the different bonuses that you'll make, and that's very similar. That's what we call financial life codes. It's similar to our business builder bonus. They're similar. Then we have our check matching bonuses. This is where, as you hit leadership ranks, you'll actually, some of these bonuses will be bigger than anything that you get once you get into the leadership ranks, but we have a 3-level personal match on the business builder and revenue builder bonus. And what I'm talking about right here is simply Tier 1. There's some other things that are in Tier 2 that aren't illustrated here. So this is just Tier 1 bonuses. And then we have our 7-generation match on all team earnings. We call that our executive check match. And we'll do a little bit of detail on that. Our global revenue pools, which are leadership pools that pay to when you start hitting our executive ranks or above, you'll get shares in the global pools of all the revenue that's generated company-wide. And then we'll have some programs, loyalty rewards, won't talk about that today, and our Legacy 300 Shares program that many of you are familiar with, and I will review that with you again today. So that's in Tier 1, some of the multiple ways to earn income. With that, we move to our next slide. Here's the different ways that people can enroll. When they come into the business, they can just simply pay an enrollment fee of $79.95. And I don't know why anyone would do that. If you're doing that, don't bother to do this unless the only reason you would do that is you love to sell products and you just want to get out there and start selling products. That's how you do it. Or if there's some financial constraint, I can see that that's how you come in. But when you come in that way, you're not really even qualified to earn income, but you can make the difference in wholesale and retail. It allows you to be a representative to market our products, whatever we may have. But $79.95 an enrollment fee. We really want people coming into the business with some products so they actually can try some stuff. And so the Optimal Health Kit comes with 3 of our core products, Daily Indulge, Sustain, and our Activate. When they spend $199.95, that's a $45 savings off the enrollment fee, and it's $125 in volume, the personal volume, and we'll talk about that. You get paid off the personal volume. Now, our Optimal Health and Fitness Kit is one of all of our products. We're starting off with 5, and so that will add the Fitness Kit is the Reduce and Relieve, which is anti-inflammatory, and our toning and weight loss products. So that's our $299. It has 225 PV. Now, if you're a business person, you look at this, because that's what we're all about here, is creating a business that's lasting the long term. For $100 more, you get almost double the volume. It's a better business decision. It's a $65 savings, and there's more bonuses and things with that. And so we're really focusing on that. The legacy shares revolve around the Star Plus IBO, and so that's how people come into the business. So they're going to have a status as a Star IBO, an IBO, or a Star Plus IBO. We'll just generally refer to these as IBOs as we go forward. Now, with this, I want to emphasize something very important. We've had comments, people have come from different backgrounds sometimes. They'll say, well, how come we don't have a $1,500 kit that somebody can get in? Because they're used to selling a very expensive kit, and there's a lot of upfront or front-loading income associated with that. But then over time, it begins to fade because there's not residual that kicks in. We're not interested in that. What we're doing here with all of our comp plan as we go through this is creating long-term sustainable business, getting people involved, trying the product. We don't need to have people with excess stuff in their garage or anything like that right now with anything we're doing. Get one of everything, build our business. We want people on our loyalty order. Our loyalty order is our monthly auto ship, so we'll talk a lot about that, requirements to do that. So just wanted to bring that up. That's our enrollment kits. Here's the advantages of the different kits coming in these different ways. The next chart here, as you'll see, explains, if we can get to that next one. So if you come in with just an IBO, that's the income things that you're eligible to earn. You can get the retail sales bonus, first order bonus. It's most of the things you'll get in there. But if you come with, but you're not eligible to earn the things that the Star IBO or Star Plus IBO can earn. For example, a Star IBOs, they get to earn all the financial life codes, the business builder, the business revenue, we generally call it the revenue builder, and the leadership life codes in Tier 2. They will not earn any personal matches, or any of the leadership in Tier 2 generation matches will not go to anybody who's not an Star IBO or above. And none of the global pools. So global pools go to the Star IBOs, Star IBO Plus. As you can see as you roll down here, all the different bonuses that are earned if you're a Star IBO. So an IBO can earn some of the things, but not all the stuff, and some of the big money is in the ones that they won't have access to. A Star Plus IBO, just a couple extras, the Legacy 300 shares, which in our opinion is pretty big. But when we say here, and you're not going to learn much about this at all, the financial life codes today, that'll be a different training. We'll just kind of peruse over it. But there's what they call a personal match that goes along with that. And there's a roll-up on that personal match, which can be very significant. So a Star Plus IBO will be able to earn that match roll-up. So that's some of the benefits of how you when you come into the business. Now, they don't have to, if you don't come in with those packages, you can still become a Star IBO or a Star Plus IBO just by doing more volume. It's just simpler and easier to do it this way. But if you sold a lot of product that allowed you to get to there, you could, but we won't focus on that. The easiest way is simply come in with that enrollment pack. So we move to the next slide. I'll kind of keep going here. Sometimes it loads up a little slower moving. I wanted to kind of talk about some terms. Some of you are new to this concept, but every item, good, that we have access to that will be on the website will have a retail value to it, a retail price. So if a retail customer went to your website, they would see that. And there's a wholesale price attached. If you were a preferred customer was going to your site, they would see the wholesale price, and then all the IBOs get the wholesale price. So that's what they see. So there's the retail difference is what you'll make if somebody went to your website and bought something, or you could sell it to them at a real retail price. And then every item, and what you're seeing here is our wholesale pricing that's listed on here is an IBO. You'll see this. And then there's a commissionable volume, or CV. We refer to CV as commissionable volume. That's what you're paid commissions on. We, on Tier 1, pay out 55% of all commissionable volume. So 55% of anything that has a PV number to it is paid out in bonuses. All right, so that's kind of how that works. Now, commissionable volume, when you order something, the volume that you personally do is called personal volume. So commissionable volume and personal volume are the same thing. It's just stated out there in space as commissionable volume. When you place an order, that same thing is translated into personal volume. So it's your personal volume is all commissionable. When each individual in the organization does personal volume, that accumulation of personal volume creates group volume, or GV. Sometimes you'll see it as business volume or group volume, but that's what GV is. And ranks are based on how you get advanced in rank is going to be based on your group volume. Qualifications are always geared around personal volume that you do and your group volume. So that's just some pricing and volume terms you're going to need to understand, because commissions are paid on the movement of product. We move goods and services that make us money, okay? So that's how it all works. Now here's the ranks and qualifications, just a quick snapshot on this. And when you see a chart that's going to come up after this a little bit, it's going to have all the ranks, commissions, how it all flows. It won't be understandable to you, so we want to review this, but that's what will be up on the website. And you begin to look that over. We'll do more trainings on this. But we have different groups in terms. I'll start from the bottom up. The first ranks you're going to hit is what we call. Hey, Brad. Yes, sir.
Hey, real quick, I just got a couple of people popping up with questions about not being able to see the slides, particularly Bob and Tracy. Can you see those now, Bob, or is it still not coming through? And is anyone else having a challenge with that?
Byron, I see you're closest to me, so on my little thing.
Good here. So,
I think Byron,
Byron, when you say no, does that mean no, you can see it, or no, you can't see it? Okay. You can see them fine. Okay, sounds like most people. Mark, thank you. Yep, okay. I think everyone can see them fine, Brad. We're good.
Okay, so just maybe a couple of people.
There might be a few people having some problems. It sounds like if you are, that might be your own personal computer.
All right, so we'll keep rolling here.
Thanks,
so
Brad.
the first, you bet. Thanks, Curtis. The first ranks you're going to hit is what we call it. So to participate in the team commissions, when we said that team earnings part, you need to hit the rank of a team 250. So a team 250, then you go to a team 750, and that just simply means your group volume is 250 or 750, or a team 1500. means your group volume's at 1,500. Now, when it says the max group volume from one channel, that means the most volume that you can count from one of your team legs, and we call these channels, is 200, 600. Those are percentages, actually, and you'll see that in a chart that I'll show you a little later. But that's the most volume that you can count towards the advancement in that rank. So when we hit the professional ranks, so professional ranks is where you begin to participate in Tier 2 commissions, right there. So when you hit the Pro 3000 rank, that means you're doing 3,000 in volume. The most you can count from one of your channels is 2,200 basically in volume. Then the Pro 6K rank, the Pro 12K rank. Now the executive ranks is really where we want to get you to, is where we start to hit our leadership, our main leadership ranks, where you participate in more bonuses, pool money, what we call executive check match money. So a silver, gold, platinum. And then you'll move into what we call our boardroom ranks. It's simply just a rank. We'll start putting your picture around the room in the boardroom. So ruby, sapphire, and emeralds. And then our lifestyle ranks will be our diamonds, and there'll be others that will eventually as we get there, but we'll start with that diamond. And that's our ranks. Those are the group volumes that associate with that rank that you need to hit, and how much volume you can count towards those ranks. So we'll refer back to this as we go. So we'll go to the next slide here. Wanted to basically
By the way, those volumes are, Brad, are those, they're asking if the volumes are monthly or weekly?
Those are weekly. We want you to do those every week. No, I'm kidding. That would be awesome if you do it weekly. All of our ranks and everything are based on a monthly commission schedule. So we'll go from the first day of the month to the last day of the month, and that's your volume. And at the end of the month, where you fit will be based on how you're paid. Now, when you go back into this is what you'll see, a chart similar to this. Most companies have a one sheet. We'll expand on this. We also have a big write-up that you'll begin to see, but we're going to refer to this. And as I talked about the different ways of earning the income, you'll see up at the top it says the Quicksilver bonus, you'll earn up to $1,500 a month, and the Accelerate up to $2,500 a month. This kind of gives you a one-sheet thing. Across the top, the ranks I just talked about, the team ranks, the professional, executive, boardroom, and it shows there the percent of the max that you can count towards your rank qualifying. It gives the 80%. 80% of 250 is 200, and that's what those mean as you look at it. I'm just looking at the team ranks, and so the personal volume you have to personally that you have to do in personal volume, whether you sell to your customers or yourself. Now that is a personal volume that's based on our loyalty order volume. So you need to be on loyalty or 100 PV loyalty order qualifies you. If you're not doing at least 100 points, if you're not on a loyalty order, that would be 150 in personal volume. But we're just going to keep this simple. 100 PV qualifies you. If you don't do 100 PV, you're not qualified, even though your group volume may be hitting the ranks. So those are a couple things you need to be aware of as you look at a chart like this. On the left side, it's just showing our team training bonus. That's the first 5 months an IBO gets in the business. That's the commission schedule over there. When it starts month 6, it rolls into the commission schedule. Month 6 and beyond is what you're seeing in the middle there, and that's really and so why we have the left over there. This training bonus is when you bring a new person, we're going to pay you higher percentages to make sure you teach your new person what to do and helping them. And so as you help them, we'll pay you more money, and they'll also, as they get new people in, will get paid a higher commission up front, and it'll tear off into month 6. And so we call it our training, fast start training bonus. It's a schedule there for 5 months that will be very lucrative, that pays from 3 months in month 1 down to 7 levels in month, 3 levels in month 1 down to 7 levels in month 5. Then it rolls into month 6 into the normal commission schedule. And I'll address some of these things as we go. You look onto the right, it's the personal sales bonus commission schedule. Level 0, when you look clear on the left, it says level 0. Those are the levels that pays down, level 0 through level 10. Level 0 is your own personal volume. That is you. You sit on level 0. When you enroll somebody, they are frontline you or level 1, and so on. So level 0, you'll see all the way to the far right, it's the commission schedule based on the volume that you personally do. We'll talk about this later. I just want to give you an overview of this chart. When you go down to the bottom, you'll start seeing it says global pools equal 5%, and then below executive it has 2%. So when you hit the executive rank, you'll participate in 2% global revenue sharing. When you hit the boardroom ranks, it'll be 3%. That's what that's representative of. And then we have our generation matching bonus. A generation, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, just kind of highlights. A generation is represented by the silver rank or above. That's what we call a generation, and there's an explanation of what that is below there. And then a silver rank will get one generation of what we call executive check match. You'll see there a gold will get 2 generations, and that's the percentages that are matched on the checks. I'm not going to get into that right now. I just want to show this chart to you as we move to the next slides. We'll talk to each one of these parts, all right? But that's basically the bulk of our commission. Tier 1 is right there. Now, here's the build strategy that you need to be aware of and understand. And so all we've promoted right now has been Quicksilver and Accelerator. If you'll just do Quicksilver and Accelerator, you'll make money in all these tiers, all the things we've talked about that I've just showed you. It'll make you more profitable in the whole compensation plan if you'll just do Quicksilver and Accelerator. And when I say high and tight, that means get people as close to you. If you enroll more personals and help them, they're all high and tight to you, you'll make more money. And so the illustration here is there you are. I'm going to look at this first channel. You see our cylinders. If you were Quicksilver, went 3 by 3 by 3, and that went that same way, and we know it's not going to look like that, all right? But 3 by 3 by 3, and everybody got 3, who got 3, who got 3. Well, on level 5 from our team commissions, you would make $1,758, okay? At level 6, you'd make $5,000. So 6 levels down, going 3 by 3 by 3, you're making $5,000. Obviously at level 8, and that's when we talk Accelerator, that'd be $42,000 a month from the team commissions, all right? So is there money in this besides our Accelerator and Quicksilver? Yes. If you'll just do those programs, you'll make a lot in the compensation plan. But I want to illustrate, the second channel there, the second cylinder, is showing if you got 3, who got 3, so you're a 2-level Quicksilver, you're making $250 a month with that, but from that 3rd level on, everybody only got 2. So it went 3, who got 3, who got 2, and all those rest got 2. On your 5th level, your commissions would be $948. Hey, that's almost $1,000, still great. It'd be level 6, you'd be making total cumulatively, you'd be making $2,000 a month. From 6 levels, if you went 3, who got 3, then from there on all got 2. All right, level 7 would be $4,000, and level 8 you'd be making about $7,500 a month in income. That's pretty awesome just from our team commissions. Now it's a big drop-off. If you're not high and tight, and you just got 2 people, who just got 2 people, who just got 2 people all the way through, instead of making, for the middle example, just by having 3 on your first 2 levels instead of 2, you'll drop from $900 a month to about $300 a month, so $286. You'd go on level 6, 600, from $2,000 to $600 a month, from $4,000 to about $1,200 a month. You know, and you can see the difference if you're not high and tight in income. Can you still make money? Yes. Those are still dollars down there. That's still $2,000 on level 8. So you still make some money, but it's not the same. So we want you to be as profitable as possible. So we want you to focus on, when we're done with everything, explain this to you today. If you just leave here and realize, okay, I'm going Quicksilver and Accelerator. What are those? Well, Quicksilver, as you know, is, so we're going to roll into the next slide, but Quicksilver is simply, you enroll 3 people, you're on loyalty order, and they're on loyalty order. Everything we do, we want to gear around loyalty order, so you know that 100 PV is coming through all your people every single month. Any thing above that's going to be extra that will help really get the comp plan moving in all cylinders. If you'll see this as I talk a little bit further. So this is our Quicksilver program. I'm going to step it back. You just simply get 3 on loyalty order that you've enrolled. You'll make $50. You help each of your 3 make $50. That means they each enroll 3. You'll make $250. If you help your 3 make $250, you'll make $1,500 a month. That's the Quicksilver program. So you get 3, who get 3, who get 3. So 3 levels down of 3. You'll make $1,500 a month. Every single month you qualify for that. Now, people keep asking, well, what happens if one guy's not in there doing that? Well, then you don't have the structure that you need, and you don't get paid that. You'll get paid $50, or you'll get paid $250, or you'll get paid $1,500. So you might want to have 4 channels, but I'm just telling you, this is the structure that we're working on doing. Help people get 3. If everybody got 3, who got 3, who got 3? So if they're all doing their 100 points, Quicksilver. It's as simple as that. It's simple, easy to explain. Everybody do that. You'll make that kind of money, $1,500 every single month. So then with that, we've learned over time that in order to have a successful business, you have to have depth. And so the accelerator program promotes the depth. We're going to pay you for that for the first time in many of your careers in doing networking, or what we like to call channel commerce for what we're doing, because we're creating asset channels here. But as you go through our accelerator program, now also I want to emphasize is if any of you have been leaders before and built a business, the reason we want people to get three who can get three, we just need them to get three so we have somebody to work with that we can drive depth with, that we can drive depth through. So the accelerator program is simply 3 of your teams, 8 levels in depth, all of them on loyalty order. So 3, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, all are 8 deep. That would be $800 a month. Get them 8 deeper, so they're 16. That's $1,600 a month. If you get them 24 deep, we'll pay you $2,500 a month in income. As we begin to put this whole business together in the comp plan, our mentor said, I just want to get 3 legs 20 deep or so, and they make a good living. So here you go. 3 legs 25 deep, 24 deep, you're making $2,500. Quicksilver, another $1,500, and you're at $4,000 a month. That's the basis of what we're putting together here. If people will do that, the rest of the compensation plan will fill in, and you'll make some of those other bonuses that we've talked about. So I'm going to now kind of switch gears in a little bit into some of the details of each parts of the comp plan so you begin to understand it a little bit more. Some more terms. When you enroll people, I've had people, a lot of questions at this point go, I need to know my structure and all this kind of stuff. If you've not enrolled 4 or 5 people, you don't even need to worry about that. Okay, you need to enroll 3. You need to have at least 3 teams to make the kind of income. So you need to have 4 or 5, whatever, 6, 7 people, and then we go from there. But when you enroll people, this is what an enrollment tree enrollment tree would look like. And in your back office, it's going to kind of always track the people that you enrolled and the people they enroll. It's more like a family tree. Okay. If some of you were with us in our previous company many years ago, over the years, that's basically what that was. It's enroll people and who do they enroll. Now, my enrollment tree legs, my leg 1 is all yellow there, just showing some people enrolling people, and that's what it tracks. The enrollment tree is used for us to determine all of our matching bonuses and what we call our financial life codes. So we use that to track that. Okay, and we'll refer to this later. So as you see there, we have 5 different types of matching bonuses. We have a team executive match, business builder, revenue builder, leadership, and leadership life code. Those are the matches, and then the financial life codes follow this tree. Now we go to our next one is the team tree. The team tree may look very, very similar to the enrollment tree. It could be exactly the same, but once in a while somebody may decide to move somebody, and so it'll look a little bit different. When we call our team tree, instead of legs, the enrollment legs, they're team channels. Now the team tree is the foundation of your whole business organization, the whole structure. It's going to determine your qualifications, your ranks, the volumes, and your earnings. All right, and so all these are the bonuses that are paid from the team tree. Is first order sales bonus, the Quicksilver Accelerator, personal sales bonuses, global pools. All these things, all of our team commissions are derived from the team tree. That's why it's called team commissions or team earnings. And as I already showed you the one chart, but the fast start commissions. Now, but you don't need to worry about early on in this game. You have up to 7 months before you want to maybe move somebody and restructure it. And I'll kind of show you that here in a second as we begin to move forward with that, what that might look like. So I'll move to the next slide. So the 2 trees, when you get in your back office, and most of the time you'll always be seeing your team tree and how that's coming together, what it's looking. But occasionally you'll look at your enroller tree just to see how many people have I personally enrolled. Now, at the time of enrollment, when you enroll somebody, I want you to understand that these terms as you're moving forward. But with time of enrollment, you enroll someone. Here you've enrolled a red guy or a green gal and a red gal, whatever. You've got 2 frontline people to you. That's your enroller tree, and it'll just look like that. Your team tree could look very similar to this, but at some point you may decide, well, I think it'd be more advantageous if red person is working with green person because it can help them a little bit more. Every time you're placing, you're looking to what's good for number red, what's good for the red person there. It's not always what's good for you. It's what's best for everybody. It's a win-win thing here. So if I move my red person under my green person, like I said, you have up to 7 months to decide that. You don't have to do it right away or anything like that. When you make that change, that transition, the green person becomes the sponsor. you're still the enroller, but whoever they fit under in the team tree is known as the sponsor. So my green person over there, I'm their enroller and their sponsor. My red person, I'm now their enroller, and the green person is their sponsor. All right? That's just the definition of enroller and sponsor. You'll learn more about this later on. Don't want to spend too much time on that. Let's kind of move to the next slide, but just those relationships are important to understand. We keep getting upside down slides. Now here is showing us maybe at month 6 or 7 you start to adjust some of your organization, and you've now moved basically combined 7 of your enrollment tree legs to create 3 asset channels. And this is just, there's no rhyme or reason. I didn't do this to say here's how you should structure it. I'm just taking your number 2 enrollment tree leg and your number 3 enrollment tree leg, and they got put under number 1 to create channel 1. Okay, this is your team channel 1. Channel 2 simply had your 4th, 5th, and 6th legs are combined in there to create that second channel, because we're trying to create asset channels. Your rank will advance based on the volume that you're doing through these 3 channels, 3 or 4 channels that you may so choose. Now understand, the one thing I did do, if I was to roll back, we won't do that right now, but channel, my leg 1, my leg 4, and my leg 7 all had 3 frontline people. My other legs 2, 3, 5, and 6 did not. When I say high and tight, I don't want to move anybody. I'm going to keep the people close to me that can go get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 personals. If they can do that, they're the ones staying close to me. The other ones I'll probably need to adjust, because it will be more beneficial to them to work with me and someone else who knows how to recruit and help get people for them and work with them. So when we say high and tight, that's a very important thing. You're going to be looking at as you're enrolling people. Hopefully the people you enroll can get 3 or 4, and that's who you'll look to maybe be high and tight to you. So with that, we'll start moving back in. We won't, but understand you don't need to worry about placement until 4 or 5 months into this, 6 months into it. Now, you and your support team get together and decide different things. That's up to you, but I'm just giving you some basic rules to live by here. So let's roll to the next slide. And so I can get into the first order sales bonus. This is the first bonus that you're going to make when you enroll somebody. So somebody comes in, you enroll them, and I'm going to focus on the $299.95 Optimal Health and Fitness Kit. When they come in with that, the volume amount that says example down there says if a new enrollee ordered that, it has 225 PV. So you're going to get 12% of that 225 PV, which is $27. All right, when you enroll somebody. When they enroll somebody, you'll make $18. And when they enroll somebody, so it gets to the third person, you'll make $9. Every time someone at that 3rd level enrolls somebody with this kit, you'll make $9. Anytime on their 2nd level, you'll make $18. Anybody you personally enroll, you'll make $27. So it's a 12%, 8%, and 4% down 3 levels. You'll see a lot of things that we do here are based on 3s, three channels, 3 levels, 3 levels of personal match. A lot of the 3s, Quicksilver is 3. So gotta get your mind thinking. The 300, Legacy 300, so a lot of the 3s in there. Now, how does this work when you're getting paid? So that new enrollee, you look at the chart on the left. We talk a lot about dynamic compression. We want you to kind of understand how that works. So here you are. You're the first pink. You just enrolled somebody on the Optimal Health and Fitness Kit. There was 225 PV. The first $27 is going to go to the very first active upline. So whoever active means they were on their 100 PV loyalty order. If they did that, that's you. You made $27. Now the person that brought you in that's just above you, they're not active. They only did 90 PV, so it's going to find the next active upline. So the person right above them, they're active with 125 PV. They get the $18. The person above them, they're not active. They only did 50 PV. So it's going to go to the 3rd active upline. So it's going to pay 3 levels. Now those could be right in a row. I could have those 3 pinks right in a row on top of each other, and it's going to pay up. Typically when you see a chart, it's always showing down, but the reality is the volume happens and it starts to go up, okay, up the upline there. So that's how that works. We'll roll to the next slide. It's a first order sales bonus. The next bonus that you're going to get is our business builder bonus. Very important. Why is it called a business builder bonus? Because we want to pay it to people who are building a business. So here's the first order sales bonus combined with the business builder bonus. And I'm just showing your first personal. You bring your first personal in. Any person you bring in, you get a $27 first order sales bonus if they're on the $299 Optimal Health and Fitness Kit. Okay. Now the business builder bonus kicks in when you sponsor your second person. Okay, you're starting to build your business, so you'll get an $18 business builder bonus when they come with that kit. So when you enroll your second person, you'll actually, it says total, you'll make $45. When you enroll your third person, you'll get a bigger business builder bonus, so you'll make $63. When you enroll your fourth personal, you'll make $72. So the goal here is to enroll 4 plus, get to your fourth person as fast as you can. Enroll 4 people. You know, 3 is great. We're talking about the 3s. Go Quicksilver. I learned early on, many, many years ago, that after I enrolled 5 personals, out of my 5 personals, I had 2 great channels that really boomed. So to get 2 good ones, I had to get to 5. So we understand to get your channels really going where they need to. You probably need to enroll more than 3. So get to 4 or 5. As you do that, as you start to really build a business, we'll reward you for doing that. That's what the business builder bonus is. So I'm just going to tear down to the next chart. The first personal's down. If you helped your first person that you enroll, you know, when you enroll them, you make $27. That's just showing the first order bonus, 27, 18, 9, down 3 levels. Well, in your second leg, you enroll your second personal, you'll make $45. You help them enroll their first person, you'll make $36. You help them enroll their first person, you'll make $27. On your third leg, you help them enroll their first personal, so you'll make $63. Then you'll help them enroll their first personal, you make $54. Their first personal, $45, and so on. That's why we call it the business pillars. That's combined. I'm not going to talk too much more about that because people, when you're going Quicksilver, here's other bonuses that you're making. These are one-time bonuses when you enroll people. So we'll go to the next one. We simply roll in from there. This starts taking us to now the team training bonus. Now, in the first month, they're on loyalty order. Here's how that pays. They're on loyalty order. You're going to get 20%. Okay, when they do their 100 PV loyalty order,
hey, Brad?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, real quick, just a quick question came across. Market asks, the numbers on all personals after number 4 are the same as number 4. Is that correct?
That's correct. 4 and beyond are the same.
Okay, good. Just want to clarify that. I know I've had several people pop up here, Brad, saying that they're losing sound or their sound's breaking up. I think that's more on an individual basis based on your own personal computer because I've only had a couple of you talk about it, so I think everyone else is hearing it fine. So just wanted to pass that on.
It's generally your internet connection speed and that kind of stuff. So and a lot of these we'll get into more detail on some Comp Plan 202 and 303 trainings on talking more in depth on some of these bonuses. I'm trying to give you a high-level overview today, and remember what your activity is when you leave here. Now, this is so when you first get people in, we just made those first couple bonuses, the first order. That's the month that they get in is we call their 0 month, okay? And because they're getting their enrollment kit, their first month when they of their first full month, that's what this represents in the business. It's time of training. You're working with your people. They do the loyalty order. You'll get paid 20%. So the chart just simply shows it going down. Month 2, it goes down 4 levels. And on the left, it says the ranks that will get those percentages. So Team 250 gets the first 2 levels. A Team 750 gets the 3rd level. A rank 1500 gets the 4th level. A Pro 3K will get the 5th level. A Pro 6K, and so on. A Pro 12K gets down 7 levels. And that's month 5. So if you enrolled somebody, you're on that first level, you're going to get 20%, 15%, 12%, 10%, and 5% of those orders. Typically, in a unilevel compensation plan, on the high side, it will show 5% on the first level and down to 1% on the first level. And we'll talk about that as we roll here. But to show you how dynamic compression works, here's the new IBO on the left. I'm just showing the chart. They did their 100 points on month 1. We got this a little mixed up here. So the first Team 250 would be get the 20%. The next Team 250 would get the 10%. The third Team 250 that we have there showing getting the 5 or getting the 10 doesn't get anything. So we're going to fix that. I'll have to fix that for you guys later. But the third level is going to go to the Team 750 5%. So that's the first month. 3 levels were paid out. And so I'm going to roll to the next slide. Their second month. So we're going to take you through each month as they go through their business. Some new IBO you enrolled. So if I can get to that next one. Here's going to show each month breakdown. So the second month, what it's showing, we just made it now goes to 15%. It's showing that there's an IBO, summated volume, but that IBO has not reached the Team 250. So it's going to go until it finds the first Team 250. It's going to pay them 10%. It's going to go to the next Team 250. and so on until it pays down my 4 levels. So the Pro 3K is going to get that 5th level. It skips somebody else. And as you see, the next month, we get to month 3. It's always going to pay 5 levels, so you'll see 12%, 8%, 5%, 5%, 5%, but it has to hit the rank that qualifies for that level, all right? So it's just showing up the tree. Month, the 4th month, it's going to go down 6 levels, which shows till it gets to all the way to the top there, and then month 5 till it gets to the Pro 12K, it's going to go down 7 levels. You see it kind of skipping some people because a Team 250 is only allowed to will get 2 levels. They qualify for 2 levels. The Team 750, 3 levels. So if that's the dynamic compression, whatever you qualify, you'll always get those levels. That will qualify many, many levels in depth, as you'll see as I'll talk about the team commissions. But those percentages pay. So obviously 5% of 100 points is $5. So you'll make $5, $5, $5, and so on as this goes up the tree. But this tiers you off. As you're training your people, month 1 you'll get higher commissions, and it starts to go down because we're hoping they're driving depth, and you're going to want to get paid down deeper levels as you're working with your people. So then we'll roll into what we call month 6, into our regular team commissions. Oh, here, this is the volume. I want to talk about the personal sales bonus. So here you are. This is your level 0. When you generate, I'm going to show you doing 325 points because you're a pace setter. You're a leader in your business. You're going to show that you're loyal to the products. You've got a couple customers. You did over 300 in volume this month. The chart across the top there shows that any volume, personal volume you do from 126 to 250, you get paid 10% on that. It should say that should say 300, so I got the wrong numbers on there. 126 to 300, then it would be 301 to 500. So 301 to 500 is 15%. So as soon as you hit 15%, it's retroactive. So it would be 15% on all the volume from 126 to 500 is 15%. Then when you get to 501, it would be 20% from 126 to 1,000. You get paid 20% on. This is geared towards if people get customers, they want to have a lot of customers, or you yourself are buying stuff. You might be at the end of the month be at 275 points and say, well, I might as well get another product and go over 300. You'll get 15% back. So in this scenario, what happens here is you did 325 points. That's 200 PV above the 125 minimum. You would get paid 15% on 200 PV, which would be $30. So your level 0 personal sales bonus would be $30. Then it's going to go up to level 1. The first team 250 above you will get a 10% on that volume over 125. The next team 250 above you would get 7%, and the next team 750 above you, that 3rd level, would get paid down 5%. So that's the personal sales bonus. Once you start to understand these things, it'll all come to you. So that's personal sales bonus volume. So we want to encourage most of the time, this is in place in most of these companies, the commission plan, all your volume goes to your upline. If you did 300, 300 flows in the commission payout upline. That we didn't think that would be right. All we want to make sure that flows uplines the first 125. After that, it'll flow based on what you do. You'll get some of that back. We think this is pretty exciting. A lot of what we call party plan companies, this is more of what their compensation plan would look like, is this personal sales part. That's their compensation plan. So we're trying to hit on all cylinders here. So if somebody was doing 300 points a month in volume, I would start paying out all components of our compensation plan. So let's move to the next slide now and get into now month 6 in our team commissions. So we roll into month 6. You'll see level 1 now drops to 1%, level 2 3%, and it starts tiering down. Understand, as you get the Quicksilver bonus, when you have 3 personals and you make $50 for having 3 personals, that is a 17%. It's about a 16 to 17% bonus. All right, on level 1. So we didn't want to waste a lot of percentages on level 1, where it could be, when you have 3 people on level 1, that's not that big a deal. But when you have 1,000 people on level 9, that's a lot of money to you. And so that, or on level 10, for example. So we wanted to adjust that. Level 2 is 3%. Now understand, if you've got a level 2 Quicksilver and you're making $250, that level 2, we're paying out 22% on level 2 with our Quicksilver program. And level 3, if you were doing all 3 levels of Quicksilver, then that'd be 40%, 45% on level 3 payout just on those first 3. So we wanted to just balance it out there. So level 1 is 1%, level 2, level 3, and it goes down like that. And you'll see as we go to the next chart how this pays out. So when we say dynamically compressed, we pay down 10 levels. This is what this means. It's going to seek out. So if you see on the left part of the chart, I'm going to snake this. Somebody does 100 PV. If I was that first team 250, then somebody I enrolled did 100 PV in loyalty order. I'm going to get the first level of 1%. It's going to find the next team 250 and pay them 3%. The next third level is a 4%. It's going to go up to the first team 1,500 or above. It's or above that it finds. Then it's going to go to the first Pro 3K or above that it finds and pay the next one. Then it's going to go try and find the first Pro 6K or above and pay that next level. Whoever's qualified for that level is going to kind of snake up the tree till it finds somebody who qualifies for that bonus. So here on the 6th level, look how deep we already are at 5%. Now we go to level 7. It hits a silver. Then it finds a gold up there that gets to the 8th level. Then it's going to find a platinum somewhere and then a ruby. So to pay out all 10 levels of our commission plan, it actually had to go up 44 levels to pay out the things. So the thing when we say dynamic compression, it means all the money gets paid out. It will seek somebody that deserves that money and will pay them. So we want to emphasize building depth. That when I ran scenarios, we did actually, what they call modeling, and they model this, and they said, hey, you sure you want to pay down 9 levels? Because based on this organization we were talking to, some people didn't even qualify for 9 levels. Well, we're depth builders, so I said, no, we definitely want to have that. And so this just is dynamic compression, how that works, and how it gets paid. So that's our team commissions. Move to the next slide. People are asking me, why do I build more than 10 levels if I only get paid 10 levels? Well, you'll get paid, sometimes it might be 80 levels in depth. Now, here's the executive check match. All we're going to do here, and this is just to illustrate your enrollment tree. You've enrolled 7 people here. Here's what the trees look like. The green generation is a silver executive or above. So it could be a silver, a diamond, or whatever. But your first generation would represent those greens. And I'm just going to look at the chart down below. It takes all the checks from your team earnings. So from the team training, from the personal sales bonus, from all that stuff we just showed, levels 1 through 10, it's going to see all the checks that were earned. So let's say on your generation from that, you're the U down to all the greens. So you down to all the green dots, all those checks that all those people made was $4,000 in team commissions. It was probably going to be more than that. I'm just going to be conservative here. You would get paid 5% of one generation. This is if you're a silver executive. You get paid 5% of match, which would be $200 on that. Now, if you were a gold, if you hit the next rank and you were a gold, it would go down to the second, those teal dots. And say that whole second generation, all their checks added up to be $10,000. You get 5% of that, which would be $500. And I'm just simply showing this is how the executive check match works. As you hit these big ranks, this can be the most significant check you will earn. It just shows down how this pays. This will be in another thing. We'll have this posted. You can look this over. We'll do another trainings on these in more detail on 202 trainings and how this all works. But I'm just trying to roll through each of the different parts of our comp plan. Actually, as you're a leader, this will probably be the biggest check that you may earn, maybe this particular check down the road. Okay? So roll to the next slide. I think this is our global revenue pools. As you begin to see this, nice pool. I want you to dive into this. As you hit the ranks of silvers and gold, we've set aside 2%. If you were a silver, you get 1 share in that pool. If you were a gold, you get 2 shares. If you were platinum, you get 4 shares. If you were a ruby, sapphire, emerald, or diamond, you'd be in a different pool that has more percent, and that's the share breakdown. You get additional shares in these revenue pools if you're a Quicksilver and an Accelerator. Okay, so if you want more shares, be a Quicksilver and Accelerator. In the boardroom and lifestyle pools, you'll also get additional shares by how many Quicksilvers and Accelerators are in your business, okay, in your organization. But the revenue pools take all the volume that the company does. So this is going to be outside of your organization. It's all the volume. It's like our legacy shares, and you'll get a share in that pool. So you want to help make the company grow big. That's what global revenue shared pools, and most of you that have been around this have seen this stuff before. So that's all the different Tier 1 comp plan. I want to roll to the next slide. I know we've taken a little bit of time here today to review this, but I want to make sure you all understand the biggest thing, and this is the chart once again that just kind of really reviewed, one chart showing you all these different bonuses, all right? It doesn't have the revenue, the builder on here, business builder, but other than that, this is all the different ways of earning income. You'll see this. I just want to highlight that again. We'll roll down, study this as you get it in your back office, study it often. Now roll to the next one, because after we leave here today, our next slide, our whole goal is to create perpetual asset channels. You need to know that if you can build 3 huge businesses, 3 huge channels, these will be cash flow channels. How you do that is simply do the Quicksilver and Accelerator program. If you'll focus on getting 3 who get 3 who get 3, and have people in your organization, some on your first 8 levels there, going Quicksilver. If you could have Quicksilvers in your first 8 levels in each one of your channels, and then get these accelerators, you go accelerator, have other accelerators in these channels, this will be huge. All those bonuses we talked about, it'll be like that first one I talked about that showed how many levels deep that you'd be making from just the team commissions. So focus on that. I just went through a lot of different ways we make money. It's amazing. It's awesome. But all you need to worry about, get 3 and help your people get 3 and help them get 3. To do that, though, to have 3 good ones, you may need to enroll 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 personals, and go enroll as many as you can, but you need at least 3. You can't even structure a business until you have at least 4 or 5 personals that you've enrolled. So go out there and make that part happen. Go Quicksilver. Get 3, 4, 5, 6 personals, help them do the same thing, and help them do the same thing over the next few months. If that needs to be probably your focus. So we'll roll from that. You need to leave here. So we're creating 3 enduring asset channels, and from there I want to review to trick you into making a few more. The slide did not change, so I'm having a little bit of. Is our Legacy 300 Shares program. Remember how this works. You come in as a Star Plus IBO, you'll get 1 share. We've set aside 1% of all the revenue, of all of our commissionable sales revenue to this pool. And it's for all the Legacy Shares program people. You come in, you get 1 share. And these are what we call perpetual shares. Every year we'll pay this out. You'll start the year off with these shares. Now when you enroll 3 Star Plus IBOs, what do we want you to do? We want you to get 3 of them. You'll get an additional share, because if you do that, excuse me, you'll make $50 Quicksilver bonus every single month, and we want your people to be making that money. Now, for each additional personal that you enroll over the 3, that's a Star Plus IBO, it's an additional share. So get 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. We're trying to trick you into making money to create some asset channels that will perform for you. Now, we'll go to the next slide here. Remember now, our 300. We want people to do $300 PV a month in volume. If you'll do that, you will make, if you have an organization doing that, where you have some customers, they're doing the volume, they're loyal to the products, you'll 3 times the income you will make. It will hit all, you'll start accessing all the different bonuses that are available. So we're offering shares, legacy shares, for doing that. Now these every year will flush. So I might start the year off with 3 shares, but if I was on 300 points every single month, I'd have 12 shares plus my 3 I started with for 15 at the end of the year. That would pay me out. Now, for every 100 PV in a month increment, it's an additional half share. So if I had 400, I'm going to get another half share. That can add up over the year and could be significant to you in these legacy shares. Now, I also understand the first year it might not be that big, but like we always say, 20 countries from now, 10 years from now, that's going to be a huge check. Now, all of you on this call at this time are in our pre-launch phase. So all of these shares that you earn from doing 300 PV, all of them will be permanent for you. We've also done our special founders promotion for you pioneers, where we've allocated an additional 0.5% that will just be set aside just for everybody in the pre-launch phase, which will be over the next 6 months. We'll set that aside, and that all the shares you earn during this phase will be in that pool, and they will stay there. It'll be a kind of a fixed pool, and you'll continue to earn year after year after year as the company grows from the activity between now and our launch. But between now and April 15, all the shares that you've earned up to this point, we're going to once again multiply those by 5. So if you earned 7 shares, you'll as of April 15, it'll multiply by 5. You'll have 35 shares. Okay, if you had 10, it'd be 50. So I would capitalize on this. We will do similar promotions as before the launch, but never at 5 where we're at right now. So I would capitalize on this because this can be huge to you down the road. We appreciate everything you're doing and being in this early phase with us. Why are we doing this right now? Because we need you. We need your input. We need your positive attitudes. We need all the things that you can bring to the table to help us to grow this. We're starting to put all of our Blue Ocean Success System tools and starting to get those things in place. So what I just shared with you this morning, it's the morning, some of you in the West are just barely getting up, was Tier 1 volume, okay? Our legacy shares are designed to help you, trick you into getting quicksilver, to building the foundation of your business, okay? But right now we're in Tier 1, putting all that together. We're beginning and starting this pre-launch, putting all of our Blue Ocean Success System together with all of our Tier 2 products and audios and trainings that are coming together that you'll begin to start accessing the next few months. We'll start paying out commissions in that as well. So Tier 2, but as we're talking about this, we want you to understand the asset you bring to the table is who do you know. Put your names list together. You need to leave this call today with a huge names list. Put 100 names. You're not serious about this if you don't have 100 names down. You just don't prejudge anyone. Sit there and say, who in my family, every cousin, relative that you know, put them on a list. That's your family category or list. Put down all the colleagues you work with. But they say the average person, if you were to go through your yearbook from high school, all that stuff, they say the average person knows 500 people by their first name. People from church, wherever it is, but make a names list. Don't prejudge these people, and then start talking to them and tell them about this opportunity that's a ground floor. Here we are. There's legacy shares, whatever it is. Get with your support team on that. But we have a system that will help you generate income and revenue. And that our third tier, and I'll scroll to the last slide, is to help you then. What will you do with that income that as your revenue, creating this revenue, is to have investment vehicles for you. We've created a Blue Ocean here. This is our Comp Plan 101 training. Like I said, we will go into more. We'll do these often. Okay, every week. I'll do a 202. It will take specific segments of the compensation plan and help you understand it in more detail. Don't worry about structure of your business right now. Worry about getting 4 or 5. You have 5 to 7 months to decide how you want to structure all that right now and where you want to put them together. But right now you need to get 4 or 5 personals enrolled. Okay, and with that, I'm done. I've enjoyed spending time with you. Curtis, you want to jump on here and say anything as we wrap this thing up?
Real quick, let me go through just because there's some questions on here. Great job, by the way. Really appreciate you spending the time. I know it's a lot of work putting all of this stuff together to do this. A couple of questions that came up during the week. If we could address them real quick, and then some of the questions that are on here just real quickly. I don't think we'll have time to get to all of them, but someone asked me the other day, if someone signs up for a $199, so not a $299, they just sign up for a $199, and then they go out and they sponsor and they get their first 3 channels set up. Do they still get a share for setting up those 3 if they originally just signed up with the $199?
We'll have to discuss that another day. We'll probably honor that, yes,
okay,
at this phase. But
okay,
I just get people to really get going at the $299. But yeah, and they can upgrade later too to the $299.
Okay. And how do people explain real quick again? I've had several people ask how do they upgrade. So will you go over that one more time real quick so they know how to upgrade?
Right now they need to send an email to IBO Solutions. Right, and I need it to happen today. Okay, over the weekend.
That needs to happen right now, guys.
IBO Solutions.
IBO Solutions at Avisae.com, and just say I would like to upgrade. Do they need any other information there, Brad?
I need their IBO number. So IBO number, and say I wish to upgrade to the $299 kit, and that will suffice. Okay, and we'll get you upgraded. After that, we'll get information out to you how to do that at a later date after we've gone live. Okay.
Okay, and then one more quick question here. If you don't ultimately place someone until the 6th month, how are some of the commissions paid? So if they've just got them in their holding tank because they haven't placed them yet, they will just be paid out according to that person being personally sponsored or based on where they're at in that holding tank. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's a term, Curtis, that we don't really have a holding tank. There's not a holding tank. This isn't like binaries or anything like that. So there's no holding tanks. They're all frontline to you. It's in the team tree. They're all there. You just have up to 7 months if you decide you want to move somebody. Okay, and you can only move the front line. You can move them once, but you have up to 7 months to make that decision. But you don't need to worry about that. So they're just getting paid in the team tree how it currently is. If you've moved somebody, then the pay is going to follow what the tree looks like, the sponsor tree. So
Okay, perfect.
But it would be wise to probably keep them in, not move them for a few months because you're getting paid 20% commission on them. If you move them somewhere else, it would pay 20% to someone else. So I would keep them high and tight to you till you see what you're working with over the next 5 months or so.
Well, you'll notice a big difference between where someone's at on day one and month 5. I mean,
Yes.
you're going to begin to understand who these players are and what strengths they are bringing to the table and what their effort and their energy is going to be into building their business. And so it makes a lot more sense to get a handle on who they are and what they're going to do before you really get them where you ultimately want them to be down the road. So
and
I
this is our
understand that.
this is our first training, Curtis, and we have some leaders on here that understand this really well. As we get rolling, they'll probably want to give some discussions on some of that. But that's basically, we'll get the more detailed strategies and structure on another call. This is just basically to review the whole compensation plan. But you have time. Don't panic or worry right now. Just get as many people in, and we'll talk to you more about the strategies later. But help your people get 4 or 5 personals. Help you get that many. Help them get that many, and you'll be in great shape.
Absolutely, and you're right on, Brad. A lot of times I love what Wayne just said. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't
Way to
agree
go,
more.
Wayne!
Yeah, you're right on the money with that, because that is so true. Understand, guys, and I was talking to Brad about this yesterday. There's no shortcuts. This business in and of itself becomes the shortcut to the reality of what most people deal with in their everyday lives. If you want to get where you want to go quicker, number one, you've already made that decision because you're involved in this business. But being involved in this business, there's no shortcuts. You have to build a long-term, stable, successful business. And you're going to have to go out there and create 3 channels if you want to ultimately maximize, your profit potential. Just build a long-term, stable business right the first time, because then you'll be able to take advantage of that for the rest of your life. So, Brad has built this, and we appreciate him so much for all the. You can't imagine how much time and effort it takes to create something like this, and to run all the scenarios, and to really look at what this means. But what Brad's done is he has created a compensation around long-term successful principles in a business like this. So we can't tell and thank Brad enough for what he's done. So anyway, we really appreciate that. A couple more questions. Gerald was asking, what did you say about permanence of Legacy 300 shares?
So also real quick here, loyalty orders, when your back office goes live, I'll get to Gerald, to that question. But it doesn't matter on your loyalty order. Once your system goes live, you can select one of the packages. You can say, I want 5 shake mixes or whatever. And just establish your own loyalty order, customize it as you'd like. So feel free to do that next week. But what that means is all shares earned during the pre-launch phase will be permanent shares. They won't flush. Normally, when you see the sheet, it'll have the first revenue shares that you earn from enrolling people are permanent. You start the year off with those shares. The sell shares, they flush every year. So if I was on 300 PV loyalty order and over 12 months I'd have 12 of those shares combined with my permanent shares, those would be 15 shares I would have in the pool. Then after they paid out the pool, it'll flush my 12. I'll start the next year over with my 3 again. During this pre-enrollment phase, all the shares earned none of those will flush. They'll be permanent to you. So do lots of volume. Do 300, 400 points a month. You'll get to keep those shares through perpetuity. I can't say it. Perpetuity or perpetuity. I say the right word. So I hope I answered that question, Mr. SoCal.
By the way, speaking of SoCal, I will be in SoCal on the 7th. Oh boy, I can't remember the date now. Did I tell you the 17th, Brad?
I can't remember now.
No,
we're going to send a calendar out next week of different meetings up in Utah. We'll have Curtis will be in Arizona on either the 24th or 17th, and in Southern Cal on the other one. And somebody may tell us, but the 24th or 17th he'll be in one of them. Take advantage of that.
17th is California, Brad. 17th is
great.
Cal, and I'm planning on I'm working on a date. down in Phoenix. I've been working with them to get that set up for probably the 24th. And yes, Steve Kirk, we will come to Vegas, buddy. No problem. We will be in Vegas as well. I know things are rolling everywhere, guys, and we appreciate everybody and the effort they're putting in. I know Tyler has been flying all over the country. He's been everywhere, East Coast to West Coast, making it happen. Mark and everything that's happening. Canada is on fire right now. I got to tell you guys, a little competition there, U.S. and Canada. Canada is cranking. So we appreciate everything that's going on right now. It's exciting. So appreciate everybody.
So everyone,
Thanks
for
Brad.
joining us today. We'll get more word out. We'll let you know when things are shipping. It's exciting. Keep it up. Let's get some more legacy shares, and let's make some money and be free together.